Welcome to the Armani Talks YouTube channel, the #1 YouTube channel for you to level up your communication skills, learn the art of public speaking, social skills, and personal branding to take your message to the world. For today's episode, we're entering the world of personal branding, and I'm going to be talking about a pretty old concept known as the global village, and I'm going to be tying that in with a concept known as mass communications. So around the 1960s, there was a term named global village that came out, and it was coined by a media theorist named Marshall McLuhan. Around the 60s, Marshall McLuhan predicted that with the sudden surge of communications technology, that the world, it was going to shrink. It was going to shrink to a point where one side of the world was going to be able to easily communicate with another side of the world. And it's pretty fascinating that Marshall made this claim in the early 60s because around that time, there was no internet, there was no Twitter, there was no YouTube. So he was making a very bold prediction at a pretty early time. Sure, there was a radio, sure, there was a television, but still, there was no internet at that time. But you may be wondering, what does this have to do with a personal brand? And Armani, what exactly is mass communications? Well, that's exactly what I'm going to be dropping in today's video, and you're going to understand it through a simple example. Imagine you and your cousin. You two are having a great conversation regarding aliens. And as you guys are conversing about it for a pretty long time, you realize that you're getting a lot of value. Your cousin realizes that he's getting a lot of value. And it comes to a point where you start wondering, if I invite more people into this conversation, I wonder if we'd be helping them out as well. So you decide that you're going to invite 3 more of your cousins into the conversation. So now it's a total of 5 people. And once again, you guys start talking about aliens. As you guys are talking about it, you see that everyone is still getting value. Sure, there's certain differences in opinions coming up, but overall, everyone is getting something out of the conversation. So you have another brilliant idea. You decide that you're going to get the high-arcing points from this conversation, and you're going to frame it into a speech. And this Friday, you're going to have the speech delivered to an audience. So you go on Facebook, you design this Facebook event, and you invite a bunch of your friends from all around the area to this event. Friday comes around, 50 people show up, and you deliver your speech in front of all these 50 people. And you know what happens? They enjoy it. They all got value. At this point, you're starting to get greedy. You're starting to wonder, how far can I push this? And that's when you start wondering, I wonder if I can take this message from my side of the world all the way to another part of the world. Not only one part, but multiple different parts. Back in the days, if you were to even think about a question like that, people would say, that's ridiculous. Boy, you better stay in your geographic location and stick to what you know best. Public speaking, that's the max that you can expand with your communication. That's how they used to think back in the days. But with the rise in technology, things have changed. Communication and the technology world together create mass communications. There's 5 levels of communication. The first level is communication with yourself, and this is known as introspection. The second level is communicating with another person. This is known as one-on-one communication. The third one is communicating in a group. Teamwork, having a group conversation. The fourth one is one person communicating to an audience at scale in a geographic location, also known as public speaking. And the fifth one is communications and technology, known as mass communication. This is the 5th one. So yes, the world of technology and the world of communication are aligning, just like Marshall McLuhan had predicted several years ago. And this is an opportunity for you to approach your personal brand with the right intent. If you're still fuzzy about what mass communications truly is, then let me give you another example. Imagine if you're watching a Lakers game. The game is a home game, so it's being hosted in Los Angeles, and they're playing the Houston Rockets. But the entire game is being hosted in Los Angeles. However, you live in, let's say, New York. You're watching the game. Someone from California is watching the game. Someone from Florida is watching the game. Someone from other parts of the world can tune into that broadcast to watch that game. So this piece of content is now being shared into multiple parts of the world. This YouTube channel as well. I'm recording it from one area, and after looking at the YouTube analytics, I can tell that some people are watching this channel from the US. Other people are watching this channel from Asia. Some people are watching it from Africa, Australia, and so on and so on. So mass communications is a huge skill set in the world of communication because it allows you to become much bigger. It allows you to become 6 inches taller as long as you are strategic. And you don't want to be one of these people that are demonizing technology, because technology at the end of the day, it's just a tool. How you use it will determine the kind of person that you are. If you have a knife, for example, the knife, it comes in handy if you have to cut onions, but if you give a knife to a sinister person, then they'll turn it into a weapon. You don't blame the knife, you blame the person that is using the knife. So if you're not getting much out of technology, then that's because you're not using it correctly. You're not using it with intent. You're not using it with the purpose of making your life easier. The main purpose of this episode is to showcase to you that Marshall McLuhan was correct when he said that the world is going to get smaller. The internet is now serving as a nervous system for planet Earth. It's a communication system that is relaying message all around the planet. And even if you're not starting a personal brand, for example, you can still be a participant of the global village. When you use WhatsApp to talk to a family member from another part of the planet, that is you communicating with another person via technology. If you have a group chat with your cousins from different parts of the world, that is you engaging in mass communication. The more adept that you are in learning how to use technology, the less that you become controlled by it. Because technology is a lot like your thoughts. If you can't control your thoughts, then you'll be controlled by it and you start getting anxiety. But if you can control your thoughts, that's when you get creativity. And in the communication skills world, mass communication is a powerful tool. It's a powerful skill set. So if you're building a personal brand on the YouTube route, on the podcasting route, and the blogging route, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, there's so many ventures out there. But just understand that nowadays you have the platform to create a little village within the global village. It's a subsystem within a macro system. Very powerful time that we are living in. And how far will this technology take us? I don't know. I saw this picture recently of the internet connections all around planet Earth. And when you zoom out, it looks as though that it's very similar to the neurons within our brain. So it looks as though Earth, with the internet, with the communication signals, is forming a brain in real time. It's very peculiar, but it's very fascinating at the same time. Communication skills is very powerful, and it's time that you start becoming a player by learning how to leverage it. If you're good on videos, then start making videos. If you have a nice voice, start doing podcasts. If you're a good writer, then create a blog. But whatever it is, we're living in not only the information age, but the knowledge era. If you're someone that has a particular skill set, this is a time for you to showcase it. Get your skill set, wrap it up in a lot of the tips and tricks that we discuss in this channel. And if you're new, don't forget to hit subscribe right on below and learn to leverage it, produce with it, and make your mark within the global village. For more tips on personal branding, I'm going to drop some resources right on below. You're going to get some blogs, you're going to get some tools that can help you out in your journey. And to learn more about mass communication, just look up videos and check out Global Village by Marshall McLuhan. It's a fascinating concept, and you'll learn a lot about how the entire world works when we're relaying message from one party to the next, to the next, to the next. I appreciate you for joining the Armani Talks YouTube channel, and I'll catch you on the next episode.